Hello everyone, welcome back to another Maya 2015 tutorial. This is our ELF project. This is video 4. So far we've created a torso here and we started the leg appendage. We're going to finish out the foot today and attach it into the hip. And then we'll start working on the arm if we have time. So let's go ahead and get started here and take a look at what we have. First thing I want to do, and if you guys didn't do this before I checked out last time, was save where I'm at and save scene. Go ahead and continue. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out my history because this is going to starting to get kind of long. This can start filling up and making your computer slow down if it has to go through and process all these different inputs that are connected to your modeling operations. So just go ahead and hit delete history. I have it as on my shelf here. If you don't have it on your shelf, it's underneath edit, delete by type, and history. That'll be the last time I'm going to show you guys, so in the future as I'm deleting history, just refer to this video if you don't add it to your shelf right now. Okay, deleting history. Alright, so let's jump down here. Last thing we left off of was creating the foot section here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the chunk of faces in the front here that I want to turn to my foot. We also filled in the bottom here, so this is nice and flat and good to go. I'm going to select these faces here, and I'm going to run with, I think, we'll grab these side ones here too as well. That should be good. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jump to my side view, and I'm going to hit extrude. I'm just going to extrude this chunk of faces, a little power symbol, so go straight out here. Okay, and I will scale them down the Y and move them down so they're a little more where they need to be. Okay, it's just kind of blocking it in. Obviously, we're not finished by far on this at all. Okay, so go to my 4 panel here so you can see what I got going on. Okay, it does look okay, but we want to add some geometry here so it doesn't look so weird. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an edge loop in, going across this face loop. So I'll drop one in. And I don't have any top-down pictures to work from, so this is all going to have to be done by eye. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into this view. I'll drop in one edge loop. Oops. Like so. Now, if you ended up with something that went around like that, it's because you got a horizontal edge in the front of the foot. That's not what we want. We want them to go this way. Okay. And we'll probably need at least a little more. Okay. Okay. So now this is where you're going to have to use a little bit of your own creativity to be able to get this to look correct. But I'm going to go through and kind of start shaping this. So front of the foot here, I'm just going to turn on soft select. That should help me with this point pulling process. I'll pull this off a little bit in that direction, a little bit in this direction. Foot should be rounded on the outside because this is your foot rounds out the side and you have like this little indents on this side by the arch of your foot. Same thing over here, just kind of round that out a little bit. Okay. That's pretty decent. Might be a little bit too much. Now let's take this one here and just push it. Okay. Maybe take these ones here and push them back over a little bit. I should start kind of like she's pigeon-toed. I don't want that to happen. Okay. Leave them a little forward. Push that one in a little bit. Do the same thing with the heel. That's looking a little bit better. Okay. And at one point when you start learning how to model, you'll start to see that pictures and reference images are only going to take you so far. at some point you're going to have some creative license and be able to fill in the blanks, and there's not going to be a way to give you instruction that's going to be like, okay, this is the step-by-step procedure. You're going to have to start to be able to visualize things and solve things artistically. Okay, it's starting to look a little more natural to me. I'm going to pull up the ankle a little bit now. Okay, that looks about right. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with that. I can spend more time on this refining if I want to, but I'm content with what I have here. Okay, so I can check out here. And if you want to do a smooth preview and see what that's looking like, you can just select the object, hit 3, and I'll give you a smooth preview. That looks fairly decent. If some of these faces here are a little bit rough still, you can use a sculpt geometry tool to smooth out this geometry. It's a bit of a crude way of doing it. I have it on my shelf here. It's also underneath your mesh toolkit. Sculpt geometry. Right now it's really big, so I have to hold down B, left mouse button, drag until that number where it says 77 gets down to something like 10, I imagine. Okay, get down to the 50s. I don't know why it started out so big. Maybe I can just go over here and just got the slide and bring it down to 10. More than that. 4? Ooh, okay. 1. Even 1 is big. Okay, let's do 0.4. That's a little better. Okay, I can work with that. So to use the smooth, it's already on smooth right now, but if you weren't, see, all I have to do is just click. And it's based off this circle here. So now one thing you want to be careful when you're smoothing, you see how if I get too close to the edge, it wrinkles up the side here. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to deform the edges. I just want to relax this geometry. So smoothing could help. It could also hurt. They have another one here called relax, and this will actually push the vertexes away from each other. And that will also help, but has to have a small displacement. Right now it's pretty high. Let's go down. Still not working. Let's go a little bit lower. Might just because our geometry is kind of small. Okay, I'm doing smooth now just because since our geometry is so small, the relax is just making the geometry pop around. I'm not happy with that. Okay, so I'm just holding down shift pretty much. So I'm really doing this. What's going on? Maybe that's on the other one. Okay, so that pushed those ones apart, so this is more of a smooth piece of geometry. When I was doing the extrusion, I made it to where the edges were really close. So when I did the smooth preview, it looked kind of funny around the foot. Okay, select somewhere else. That looks better. Okay, yeah, still got a little bit of concave here. I might have to fix that. Not quite happy with that. That concave anywhere should be down below, not up high. Okay, so maybe I push this in a little bit and pull that out. Same thing up here. Okay, see what that looks like. That's better. Okay. It's just push and pull, guys. I mean, there's not a perfect recipe for it. You just kind of have to start to build an eye for it. Okay. Alright, so now for the tricky part. We gotta attach this hip in here and make it look natural. We don't want it to be too thick of hips. If we follow the guidelines up here, the hips end up being really big and not natural looking. So I want it to be more slim, the way an elf should be, kind of cheap looking. So next step here is to adjust this hip line here so that it'll slide into here. So go to edge mode, double click on the edge up here. I'm going to rotate this edge loop so that it'll kind of more match up with my hips. Okay. I'll bring this down, bring it over. Okay. And these edges here, I'm trying to soft select and I'll just bring them up by pulling them by translate tool. Connected it, or not connected, but just close to where they need to be. Same thing over here. I'll probably bump this up to, let's do 1.5 now. Okay. Now, if you look at the picture here, the curvature of the leg is supposed to be, you can see like how the pelvis kind of swings into where the legs are. So you shouldn't have the crotch in front of the legs. So if I'm doing that, that's probably not right. Probably need to move some of this geometry out a little bit to make that work. So let's go ahead and grab this chunk here, just forward slightly. I don't like that. That was a little too aggressive. Let's turn off soft select. That. Okay. And actually, now I think about it, the way this connects in, I need more of a connection, and then this has to kind of muscle for the thigh here to actually kind of come out a little bit. So I'll connect it first, and then I'll deal with making it to where it's more anatomy. Sorry, getting tongue twisted here. The anatomy is more correct. Okay. So turn back on soft select, get this back into position. Okay. 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 That's almost ready to connect it. So to connect these guys, we actually have to combine them. So we'll select both these objects here, and we'll do a mesh combine. I have a little icon right here, but it's also underneath mesh. And the second one down says combine. Okay. Now, usually before you do that, you want to go ahead and check the edges, make sure that there's enough edges to connect all the way around. But we're going to go ahead and just wing it and see what happens. So there's a couple different functions that we can use, but inside the modeling toolkit that Maya has created, so on this icon on the top right here, you'll get a tab that says modeling toolkit. It's right there in small print. You'll see there's one that says target weld, and that's the one we're after. Go ahead and activate that one. And this one will do edges, vertexes. As you move your mouse around, you see it'll highlight lines. That's the edge. If you get towards the corner, it'll be the vertex. And if you hold down the left mouse button, you'll be able to snap one edge to another edge. So, for instance, I can take this edge here and snap it to this one right here. And I can go all the way around doing this edge snapping. If I come up short and I don't have enough edges on my cylinder, then I'm in trouble. I have to add some geometry to make this work on one end or the other. Okay, let's see what we got. So going around. Okay, looks like I'm getting ahead of myself on that side, so I'm going to go ahead and try to correct it on this side. Grab this edge here. Connect to that one. That's good. Go ahead and grab this edge here and connect. Oh, sorry, got the wrong edge. That one there. There we go. Same deal. It's going all the way around. Now, one thing is to note is that it's going to zap one edge to the next, but it's based on the movement of the edge is based on which one you click first. So if I click this one first and then go to this one, it's going to move my leg edge to the torso. Now if I do the torso first, it's going to make it jump to the edge. And that's usually not what you're after, so be careful of that. Okay, looks like I'm actually might be on the money or one off. Let's see here. Looks like I'm one off. Okay. So my options here, I need to add in another piece of geometry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in one extra edge loop. That'll go in right here. And I'll go up to the torso and around. So I'll drop one in right here. That's what I get for not counting. It's not going to make that big of a deal. Just adds in a little bit more geometry, which in the place that it's in actually will work in my favor, since that'll give me some more geometry to work with to connect in my arm as well. Okay, so back into target welding. Okay, so now those are all connected in. Good. Now it doesn't look super natural to me because I still have some shaping to do. Like I said, I want this curvature in the pelvis, like, to be obviously there needs to be some separation going on in here, which we can correct for. Also, the buttocks needs to be extruded out to where it adds to this as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at adding some geometry around this area so we can work on adding the buttocks. Okay. One will probably do it. Let's go ahead and shape first, and I'll decide if I want to add any more. Okay. So I'm going to grab this part here, and I'm going to go to move, and kind of start to smooth this out so it doesn't look so natural looking. Okay. This here, I'll probably move it out just a little bit. Okay, and this I believe would be more moved in. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a group of faces back here and extrude out in an attempt to make the buttocks. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Go ahead and give that a go. Sometimes it takes a little bit of finessing to make this look correct. Probably start by taking these vertexes here and actually moving them to where they're not so close together. That will help with the look of this. Okay. Okay, so let's say, judging from the side view here, this is supposed to be where the tush comes out. So I'm going to go ahead and select these group of faces there and see if that's enough to get what I want after. Okay. I think that these vertexes down here actually need to come up for us to work correctly. I think that they're too low. Adjust this up. Okay. And maybe it might help me also if these ones were a little bit lower. Not so high on the head. We'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab, like I said, those set of faces there. Let's see what we got. Just go ahead and give it a go, and if I have to backpedal, then I will do so. But okay, so first you pull and then you push it out. Okay. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's go and check the side view and see if we're on point. Okay, as far as distance goes, that looks fairly accurate. Let's go ahead and just do one more extrusion and see if I can get a little bit more roundness at the end of it. Okay. Gotta be careful with the butt. You end up overdoing it pretty easily with it. Okay. Go to edge mode so I can get a little more roundness to it. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to close this gap up just a little bit. So what I end up doing is I'm gonna mirror this, and there isn't a big gap going on here usually. So I'm just trying to make sure it's fairly close to the center. You see that butt crack as you would. All right. Let's see what we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and press 3. Smooth it out. See what we're looking at. That looks okay. All right. I can always add more to this later on, but I think that's a good stopping point. Let's take a look at the front side now. I want to get that curvature where it looks like the pelvis tucks underneath it in front of the leg instead of it being the other way around. So this front face, these might actually get pushed in just a little bit. Okay. And then vertex bowling. Let's just go ahead and do some or soft select and just pull out in a couple different spots. Okay. This is referred to point pulling if you were just curious. If you're new to modeling, point pulling vertexes to get them to look the way you want. It's tedious. There's no arguing that. But you want a model to look correct. You have to be able to put in the work. That looks pretty decent. And to test this out, you always want to go through and because we're going to be mirroring this, so I'm going to delete off half my faces here on this side here, and I'll just keep mirroring it back and forth to test it out. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll see what we got. Turn soft select off, and I'll just select half the faces here. Okay. And I'll go ahead and hit delete. And let's just see what it looks like when we mirror it. So I'll go to mesh, and we'll try mirroring geometry. We'll open up the submenu for it too, so that in case it mirrors in the wrong axis, I can fix it really quick. Apply. So yeah, wrong axis. I want to do it in the x-axis. Let's go ahead and try it now. Okay, on the wrong side again. That one's on the positive x, so I want to be on the negative x. And apply now. Okay, so now that's perfect. I can see now that the buttocks is not close enough together. These are supposed to be close to touching, right? So I need to fix this a little bit. I can use mirroring at this point, and that can help me figure it out, and I can delete off the other half, and that's what I'm going to do. Also, if you run into an issue where it didn't mirror perfectly, open up your polymirror, and if they put a value inside of the pivot x, that should be 0. If it's not 0, put a 0 value in there, and that will fix your mirror. It'll snap it back into place if there's a gap there. Okay, so back to what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and close this. I'm going to go to face mode and I'm going to turn on symmetry. So let's do object symmetry. See if this is going to work for us. Sometimes it's a bit of a bugger and doesn't want to work right. Alright, so I'm getting the effect I'm after. Turn on soft select. I'm going to turn on 5 and no, let's do 1. Okay. So now I can move one face and I'll move the other one so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Go for text mode and I can get exactly the look I'm after. Okay, that's pretty close to accurate, or as accurate as I want to get. Just a little bit more. So doing things like the butt and the breasts are kind of silly to be modeling, it feels like sometimes, but it's part of the anatomy, so grow up and just deal with it. Have fun with it. Don't overdo it because it's very easy to do. It's a very simple object, but getting to look right and okay, so let's go back and see what we're looking at. Go ahead and smooth this out. Okay, that looks reasonable. I can work with that. Let's see here on the front side. Yeah, I can work with that too. I do want to define this definition for her stomach area, but I can wait until the rest of the anatomies and then before I start doing that. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and be content. We're looking at almost a half an hour again, so I'm going to delete off the other half of this geometry, so I'm back to working on one side again. Turn off symmetry. Make sure you don't work with symmetry on. Make sure you're done soft select and then turn that off as well. I'm going to select half of the geometry. Make sure I have only half. And go ahead and hit delete. See if we missed anything, which I'm pretty sure I missed something. Yeah, missed that face there. Delete that. And we'll delete these faces. Now, if you're asking yourself, what does it matter if you leave little faces behind? In the future, if you did, then those faces will cause a gap to appear. You won't be able to delete them. Okay, so we've got our leg attached. We're done with that for now. Next lesson, we're going to do the arm and attach that in just the same way we did the leg, and then we'll prep for doing the head. And when we're done, we'll go ahead and revise some of the anatomy so it looks more muscle tone. Also, we can do the hair and ears and clothing towards the end of the project. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Make sure you save when you're done. You don't want to have an accident where your computer crashes and you've lost an hour or half hours worth of content. Alright, but thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.